6.
My name is Melinda Power, and I'm the attorney for Stephanie Weiner and Joe Eisebaker. And I am here along with basically, I don't know how many people are here, because we are very both shocked and outraged at the fact that people who have committed their lives to struggling to support the struggles of people in Iraq, Afghanistan, in Palestine, around the world, and the struggles of people here in this country have been subject to incredible intimidation and harassment by the FBI. Yesterday at 7 a.m., as they were getting ready to go to work, over 20 FBI agents bombarded them and came into their house and were there till 7 at night. You can imagine having 20 FBI agents in your house for 12 hours. They then went through every single item and ended up taking over 30 boxes of the most personal belongings belonging to Mr. Eisebaker and Ms. Weiner. For example, they took documents showing their political involvement in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. They took baby cards. They took postcards from old girlfriends. From Joe. They took a lot of documents that have nothing to do with anything. So then the question arises, why? Because the U.S. government is trying to intimidate people, trying to say to people, do not support the struggles of people around the world. Do not dare to challenge what the United States government is doing, or we will challenge you. We will intimidate you. And we are here today because we think the government cannot have the right to stop people from exercising their First Amendment rights to express their public opposition to what the government is doing here in the United States, in Afghanistan, or anywhere in the world. That is what it means to say that you cannot say that the government is saying. You cannot say we don't like what the government is doing. We are here because we think, yes, people have a right to publicly object, to demonstrate, to march, to voice our oppositions to the policies of the government that are actually resulting in the deaths of thousands of people around the world. And we're having this press conference, and the huge number of people who are here today are here because we are saying we will continue to voice our opposition to the United States government policies in Iraq, Afghanistan, and in other countries around the world. Joe Eisebaker.
Stephanie and I came here today to say that we denounce the FBI raids yesterday. Armed agents served subpoenas to us and at least 7 other people around the country. Agents then entered our homes and disrupted our lives and the lives of our families by searching our personal effects. We have been called to appear before a grand jury on October 5th. These raids, searches, and grand jury investigations are nothing more than an attempt to intimidate us and to intimidate the anti-war movement. Yep. Let me make this. Let me say this once and for all the media, because I know our brothers and sisters in the movement know it already. We have done nothing wrong. We're being targeted because we oppose the criminal wars and occupations launched by our government in Iraq and Afghanistan. We've done what millions have done. We've marched and protested to get the troops out now and to help those people who have suffered terribly at the hands of the United States government. All we have ever wanted for the people of Iraq and Afghanistan is a just peace. We are also being targeted because we oppose U.S. military aid to the governments of Israel and Colombia. These 2 largest recipients of arms and military aid from the U.S. are also brutal governments The Palestinian people have lived under a brutal occupation for generations, and the U.S. has helped the Colombian regime murder thousands of peasants and trade unionists. All we have ever wanted for the Palestinian and Colombian people is to have peace and justice. On the other hand, the FBI acts today as they have always acted, to intimidate and disrupt the anti-war movement and the movements for peace and justice. In a moment of irony yesterday, as they were taking our children's artwork and poetry and bagging them in evidence bags, we saw them place in an evidence bag a photo of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And everyone knows that King and Malcolm X were victims of FBI harassment and intimidation their entire political lives. They refuse to stop their work, and we take moral guidance from their examples. We won't be intimidated, and we know you won't be intimidated either. So we will see you on the streets on October 16th in the march. And we'd also like to invite you to join with us. A call has come forward from those arrested, or not arrested, those subpoenaed and whose homes were raided, the victims in the Twin Cities who were calling for protests at FBI offices around the country Monday at 4:30. Before we leave out today, I know it's kind of late thinking, we need to pass around a sign-up sheet so that everybody can be contacted, because we've got to get a coalition meeting together tomorrow, and we don't know what time, we don't know what place, but
I'm just throwing it out there, should these groups be on that list? Because other countries don't have those groups on that list, but I mean, is there anyone here who wants to speak to that?
No, I don't think there's anybody who's going to address that question, because that is a longer political discussion.
It seems like it's part of what this investigation might be about.
That's what they're claiming. I think that's what the government is claiming the investigation is about. We are here to say the investigation is about intimidation and harassment of anti-war activists. That's what this is really about. And they can come out with statements about the FARC and the PFLP, but we are saying this is about our rights to protest, our right to voice our opposition to what the United States government is doing. That's why the FBI went into their house, and that's why so many people are here today. We will continue to voice our protest. We will continue to march, because the United States government should not be going around giving money to kill people.
Melinda. To be clear again, some of these questions that we're asking are just because we have to ask on behalf of the viewers that we have. But just to be clear, Joe and Stephanie, it's always been peaceful activism and protest and marching. There's never been any kind of physical or any kind of run-in that would... No.
I think the facts, as they say, the proof's in the pudding. Let the FBI come up with any single allegation that verifies that they've done anything other than peaceful protests. So with that, we'd like to conclude the conference, and thank you all very, very much for coming. We know it's a Saturday, and now it's getting warm in here, so we'd like to thank you all very much for coming. And there will be future events. Thank you.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united.